Yo, bros! I am Zach, and welcome to our little countdown to Halloween series. I'm excited. Over the course of the next 5 weeks, we are going to be doing some of my favorite horror movies. Okay? Some you probably have definitely heard of. Some maybe you didn't. I'm not sure. If you're a horror movie fan, you'll definitely enjoy this series. Look, these are free flow reviews. Today, though, I'm starting off with a series that was one of the series that really got me into scary movies. As a child, a little backstory, as a child, I grew up on the street, Elm Street. I give it away. Little white house with a green top, very reminiscent of the house that you see in the movies. A little bit, at least in my mind as a child, it was. But so I'm starting with Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Of course, this movie starred Robert Englund as Fred Krueger. You also had Heather Langenkamp as Nancy Thompson, and you had Patricia Arquette as Kristen Patrick. The movie, it starts with, Kristen having the dream, and she ends up cutting herself. She goes, and look, there's going to be some spoilers, okay? The movie's 20-something years old, so just stop before you say anything. I think it actually, 80, 90, okay, it's almost 30 years old, okay? So if you haven't seen it yet, first off, why are you watching this? That's my next question. Anywho, so yeah, this movie takes place, of course, in Springfield. Patricia Arquette's character, Kristen, she ends up in a mental asylum in Springwood where she's surrounded by doctors, and they're all accusing her, not just her, but accusing her and the other kids of just having issues. Of course, in these movies, the parents, the adults in general, are never going to believe the children. Now, what do I love about this movie? Well, one, it was the first movie to involve Wes Craven after the first one. Of course, anyone who looked, rest in peace, Wes Craven, first of all. Anyone who paid attention knew that there was a fallout between Wes Craven and New Line. He didn't want a sequel. They wanted a sequel. They saw money. They were a dining brand, and they saw money in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. They saw money in Fred Krueger. So they got they didn't get Robert. They got Wes back. Wes penned a script with someone else, and I'm sorry, I don't remember all the names of everyone involved in this. I'm not that great right now. You know, I'm not looking into the deep details. But, you know, he was included in the movie as a producer and as a writer. And they really brought it back, okay? Because if you saw the second movie went way off the beaten path with bringing Freddy into reality and the possession thing and the undertones of homosexuality, which if that's what you are, that's fine. No one's going to judge you. But they brought it in, and no, I liked all the movies. The second one isn't my favorite of the movies, but it's a good one. But the third one is head and shoulders, for me, the best of all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And it wasn't just fans like myself. Financially, this made the most money, I believe, at least up to that point. You know, so you got Freddy fighting these kids who are the Dream Warriors, and in their dreams they have abilities and they're able to fight Freddy. You got the strong man, you got the nerd, you got the druggy chick, you got the chick who wants to go to Hollywood, and you got the dude who's like a little puppet. I'll give the deaths in this movie credit and props because they were certainly different from the previous movies. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciated the how they did it. There's a scene where not a death happened, and I'm bouncing around a little bit, but there's a lot that I could talk about in this movie in just such a short period of time. And I love this movie, and I just recently watched it, so my brain's like super, like trying to process everything, trying to put everything out at one time. Yeah, I bought this on Blu-ray, so it was allowing me to be able to see all of these. So yeah, I've been rewatching the movies, and so my mind is just processing stuff way too fast. So, you know, you get all these kids, and Freddy's doing the deaths, and you see her father in this movie. Neil is the main doctor, and he's probably the only one who kind of sort of believes them. I lost where I was even going with this. Like, I love this movie. Okay, that's the biggest thing I can say is I love A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I love this one especially. To me, the movies went downhill after this. I wouldn't say they were horrible, maybe other than 6. 6 was... I liked it for different reasons. I could probably put this in my retro series, but the main plot of the storyline is Kristen and the other kids, they have to fight Freddy. He's trying to pick them off one by one. They learn that they have dream abilities. Nancy's there to help them. Old Nancy Thompson, you know, maybe her late 20s, and really she's not far off from the age of these kids. They don't really say where the timeline is in this movie, but who cares? Continuity, schmontinuity, whatever. I've heard that term before. It's a good movie, and I don't want to give too much away, even though the movie is 30 years old. But Nancy dies in this movie. Okay, Nancy dies. And I did feel a little bit of emotional tug because you see Nancy in the first movie, and you saw what her and her friends went through. There's a couple callbacks to the first movie in this, which I guess you could understand considering Wes wrote the script, at least worked on it and had something to do with it. And I like this movie, okay? I really did. And to me, the third Nightmare on Elm Street, you get the kick-ass song, you know what I mean? You got that kick-ass song, Dream Warriors. I won't do no lines. I promise you, I am a horrible musician, a horrible singer, and I will not drown your ears with the bad sound that comes out of my voice. Moving on. Robert Englund, as always, was great in this movie. It sucks in the fourth movie you don't get Patricia Arquette back, because she's had such an innocent look to her. You could tell her mother was a cunt in this movie. Yes, I used the forbidden word, cunt, to describe a woman in this movie. But that's what she was. You know, she didn't believe her. She was, oh, maybe I just took her credit card from her, and that's when she started. It's like, come on. Like, she didn't really even care. But that was par of the course for most of the parents in this. So you only have Nancy working with these kids, but they end up in the boiler room. you end up with the others, just they're fighting for their lives. That's what's happening in this movie, and that's the basis of it. They end up in a mental ward, and then their battle with Freddy's going to begin. So, if you haven't seen this, and look, I'm not your pundit that you'll see on other channels where I'll go scene by scene by scene by scene. That's not how I do, okay? I give you my overall thought, my overall opinion. I'm reintroducing people to my movie reviews, so bear with me. And I'm not saying that no one's grasping what I'm talking about. You're probably like, he's bouncing. Yes, I'm bouncing. I'm excited. I'm also hopped up on some caffeine right now. I've had 2 Monsters today. A lot of videos are happening. I give an overall opinion of what I think of a movie because I want people to at least say, okay, sounds interesting. And I want them to go and I want them to watch it and experience it for the first time themselves. And if they've already seen it, then they know what I'm talking about. And I'm always welcoming opinions in the comments. I'm always welcome to other people giving me ideas for movies because, like I said, over the next 5 weeks, I'm going to be doing a lot of scary movies. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street, my overall, Dream Warriors, kick-ass song, kick-ass movie, kick-ass script, kick-ass actors. The graveyard scene is an awesome scene. So a lot of good stuff in this movie. So if I would give it a grade, I'd give this movie an A+. Or on my scale, I'd give this 10 out of 10. Perfect score. 10 score. Perfect. I'm just rambling at this point. This is a movie I highly recommend. If you want rock music of the 80s and you want what was legit good scary stuff with a little bit of comedy, go watch this movie. Okay? I call this a review. This is more of just a thought. Okay? But it's going to be considered a review. So I'm Zach with the YoBro Gaming and Review channel. Go check out our YoBro podcast network. That launches tomorrow. It's going to be some good stuff. I will be doing this next week. Also this week, expect a Venom review. Expect a Star is Born review. Those both are coming. A lot of good stuff coming up on this channel. Saturday's going to be a crazy day. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We got a Patreon. We got a TeePublic. Go get our merchandise. I have ideas for some scary movie shirts. Perhaps me and a certain somebody in a picture. I don't know. Lots of ideas. Got that Charlotte Rain shirt coming. Got that Kissin' Bandit shirt coming. I'm going to keep promoting that. I don't care how JD feels. I'm going to get JD on one of these days. It's going to eventually happen. But guys, thank you for watching. Look, I know, not a great review. Overall thoughts and kind of random thoughts and talk. And, this is me, okay? I'm not your traditionalist. I like just speaking freely about how I feel about something and letting you guys to go and watch it and experience for yourself so then you can come back and be like, hey, totally understand now what you're trying to say. So thank you all. I'm Zach, YoBro, and y'all have a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic day. Yo, bros.
Self-destruct sequence activated. 3, 2, 1.